cure you, not to convert you. There are more cardiac procedures done in this hospital than any place in America. And I also assume someday I'll be having my own heart attack, and I want to be right here in this building. It's wonderful to have this hospital wing here. Hope to gosh you never need it as a patient.
Very good.
Hospital in America face one major problem. Nobody wants to go there. So how can you change the health of America if you're the last place people want to go and the first place they want to leave? It's just not a good way to go at things. And so we tried to create a place where we could heal the whole person throughout their whole life, both in sickness and in health.
The idea of a hospital as a place in sickness and in health was built into the original design of one of Florida Hospital's most unique facilities, Celebration Health. Opened in the late 1990s, it's the health center for the community, also known as Celebration. Originally designed by Disney as a model for the 21st century, Disney turned to the Adventists to partner with them in the creation and design for a new hospital.
Embodied in the entire building, from the architecture, the feel of the place, is all about wellness. When you drive up to hospitals ordinarily, you feel sicker than you already felt when you were actually coming in. We wanted people to begin their healing experience or their health experience from the time they actually drove in. And so when you look at the building, you feel really more like you're in a spa versus being in a hospital.
Just off the entrance, what they like to call the front stage, the focus is on staying healthy. There is a pool and a fitness center used by hospital patients, doctors, staff, and the wider community. But it's on the backstage where Celebration takes on the character of a traditional hospital. Here, the notion of community, central to most religions, is woven into the prescription for health care, as doctors often bring an entire team on morning rounds.
We have a chaplain, we have a respiratory therapist, the dietary, physical therapy, and it could vary between 10 to 15 to 20 people involved in the care.
The team allows us to provide a more comprehensive care to the patient. We can harness the skill of different people.
And the notion of community also plays a role in how patients advance their own recovery.
This has all been scientifically shown that people do better when they're in a community. We have become more isolated with our technology, but yet being able to interact with people, especially people who have gone through similar experiences as your own, give you feelings of hope.
Our transportation service will help you get into the vehicle, so you don't have to stress out about that.
I love my husband, but he's not exactly the most gentlest person.
When you see somebody who's got more extensive work than you have, and they're working twice as hard and not getting anywhere near like where you're at, you'd be embarrassed and not do something about it.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus.
Doctors more and more starting to realize that there's a lot that they don't know about the human body. There's a lot that they don't know about healing. And I think that is where, spirituality comes into play. They know that if a patient feels connected to other people, that helps in their healing. But they don't understand what is the actual mode of action. What's that doing to the immune system? And that makes them a little nervous. They want to always know exactly how everything works. Maybe it's okay just to know that what it does makes that person feel good, relieves their stress, and that's enough.
Linda Lynch is a chaplain at Florida Hospital. In a system that believes in the connection between body, mind, and spirit, her domain is the spirit, primarily for women and infants. It means she works with many of the expectant mothers.
I think one of my primary roles is to put them at ease, to come as a spokesperson for the hospital, and in my mind, more than a spokesperson for the hospital, a spokesperson for God. And so my presence, hopefully my manner, is just to lend to the beginning calm so that they can begin.
Tonight, Yolanda Robinson is about to give birth to her third child.
This really is a precious moment for every mom.
If the mom is strong, if the baby is strong, they're leaving shortly, in less than 48 hours.
But some births are more complicated. Nikki Floyd broke her back in an accident while 40 weeks pregnant. The baby is taken by cesarean section and brought immediately to the neonatal intensive care unit.
When any of us see suffering in a child, it calls forth from us questions about what it is to be human. It calls forth our helplessness, our vulnerability to see the tiniest, most fragile human beings still as works in progress. 1 pound, 2 pounds, 3 pounds. Very rarely do we have a baby in there that's regulation size that weighs 6 pounds or more.
Everything is beautiful. She's doing really good.
To see her father that way, to see how touched he was, how profoundly moved he was to see his daughter for the first time, because this face has never been revealed on the planet before. To be privy to the most intimate moments of individual lives, it's always an astounding place, a place of wonder, body, mind, and spirit.
You gonna wake up for your close-up? You gonna wake up? Wake up. Wake up.
But sometimes those intimate moments can be very painful. A generation after baby Faye, Dr. Leonard Bailey oversees an intensive care unit where infants are waiting for heart transplants. While the procedure is never routine, the problem now is not expertise, but available donor hearts. So in the intensive care unit are both success stories and stories where the outcome is still uncertain, as 1 in 4 will die waiting for a donor heart. 7 years ago, Dr. Bailey transplanted the heart of Gael. Because of that operation, he is alive and well today.
So what changed my heart?
Someone picked up your heart.
Do you know who is the doctor changing heart? Dr. Bailey, yeah.
Today, in an extraordinary turn of events, Dr. Bailey and his team will operate on Gael's 5-month-old brother, David, who is now in desperate need of a new heart. A heart that has yet to be found.
And this particular baby has kind of reached the end of his rope. David has begun to die by degrees now, and unless we can extend his waitless time a little bit, I'm afraid of losing him.
Too many people say that this happened to us before, it's more easy, but it's not more easy. Every day he fights for his life. He's a fighter.
How do you hand your baby over and turn around and walk away? This is the day